Hey, this is a bonus stream that I wasn't expecting to be doing. Um,
Surprise!
Hey
Surprise!
everyone!
Um, so, you should be able to hear us, but there's no game audio, so let's fix that. There's no game audio. There it is. Wonderful. Alright, so, let me know how the volumes are, because I'm not going to be messing with extra music today.
Just a Deadlander floating there in the middle of some other dudes.
They're
No
all the
reason.
spiky boys. Yeah, so at this stage in the pit of, or the cave of, see, my brain keeps being like,
Just say
cave
something.
Cave of ordeals.
The cave
or,
pit of trialistic ordeals.
Yeah, so in Twilight Princess, there's the Cave of Ordeals, and this game, it's the Cave of Trials, and in Thousand Year Door, it's Pit of 100 Trials, so I keep trying to say Pit of Ordeals,
It's
or
the
Cave
hole
of Trials,
with things in it.
or whatever. The hole with lots and lots of bad things in it. Anyway, by this point in the Cave of Trials, there are,
Pit.
they just kind of, they start mixing up the enemies that you encounter. So it's not just straight up the order that you would normally encounter them.
Yeah.
So like they have a themed thing where it was like all the thieves, like the bandits from the bandits from the desert plus a ruffian from Rubber Prison, because they all, fucking hell, I forgot how much I hated that move. They actually nerfed that move in 1.1, that used to have 3 hits where you'd have to...
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, so you'd have to block it 3 times in a rhythm, but now it's just 2, which is significantly nicer. Another hurricane toss. This is also the part of the pit where, the cave, whatever, where it starts to get a little bit trickier, and, so, like, normally, like, up until, like, floor 40 or so, I was able to confidently end every battle with everyone at full HP and with full TP, because I would restore enough TP over the course of the fight, thanks to Victory Buzz and Triumph Buzz.
Ooh.
So, yeah, so this is basic, like, floor 40 something, or, like, floor 36 or 37 is when it usually starts getting tough, and if I fail, it's usually right before 40, and if I hit 40 and I have a healing thing left, then I'm usually in the clear, but that doesn't mean that it's, like, as much of a pushover. Like, it's more so that it's just, everything before that is just a matter of doing it. It really gets to be a tough onslaught of fights when it gets to floor 35 and beyond, just because the nature of the beast of things. The Deadlander and its 2 seedling children.
Yeah, I
like
love
that
this
idea.
fight as this abomination that should not be, and then just 2 basic bitch seedlings.
Yeah,
They're not-
two Goombas and Dry Bowser hanging out.
Ugh. I didn't put enough punch powder in my water,
Oh, no.
so it's basically just water with the barest hint of fruit, like a homemade
That's
LaCroix.
even
LaCroix.
worse
Yeah, I
than
was
just
about
water
to
on
make
its
the
own.
LaCroix joke.
Well, it's what I got, so I guess I'm drinking it.
Yes, I'll just die then, it's fine. Yeah, so I wasn't planning on streaming today, but this, like, I kind of started idling through the pit, and by the time that I realized that how far in I was like, I forgot that the whole thing with this is that the difficult part isn't. Yeah.
Look at these cute.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Don't these things do,
Actually,
like, a
you
million
know what?
damage?
Unknown defense.
You know what? So normally the only way that you're gonna be able to kill one of these things, if they show up in a regular battle, you have to get a first strike so that you have every party member has
Wait.
1 hit.
But we have.
And
full
now we have-
attack.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We now have
princess.
4 people that can attack, so we can guarantee that we take out at least one of them. The downside is, because this is the pit, the Cave of Trials, and because we're already max level, the only benefit we would get from defeating them would be the exuberant amount of experience, and we're already max level. Because normally if you kill one, you get a Tangy Berry, which until you get to Metal Island, you don't find very many of those. So that's a good way to get that earlier in the game, if you can somehow manage to beat one. And I remember that was how how I was able to. There was a video that I saw earlier where it was someone that had drawn it was a little animatic type thing where it was Team Snakemouth encountering a stick bug that was doing the little shuffle as part, like, as if it was like a battle encounter. And it's like, team, we have to, it's been many moons since I've seen a stick bug like this, and even though they were once plentiful. And then V's just like, I'm gonna fight, and then she like chucks her beamerang at it and misses both times, and she's like, Leaf, take care of it! And then Leaf is just like, you got it! And it does like the little timing thing, but it's like all hastily drawn, so it's like the little timing meter shows up, and then it's like B, and then Leaf just falls flat on his face like, darn, I really thought it would actually be Y this time, which it never is. It's literally, like, the only buttons that can show up for that are A, B, and X. But it's...
I did not notice that.
Yeah.
We only pay much attention to the button commands as we're not pressing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, spiky.
That is probably one of my least favorite attacks ever to block, just because of how awkward it is. I don't know if it's supposed to be when they land, or when they, like, just before they land, or when they would normally make contact with the team, or what. But I've never been able to get the block on it reliably, or the super block at least. There it is. That's the sweet spot.
Just had to complain a bit.
Woo.
Yeah, it's all it takes. Leaf, you are making me nervous. Oh yeah,
fine.
Up until a few floors ago, I didn't actually use any of my items. The only thing I've used so far is I think one Crispy donut, maybe. But one of the many benefits of this game is that they don't actually, for the Cave of Trials, even if you win, it doesn't expend your items. Like, if you lose to Team Maki, it doesn't expend your items. But so like if you lose to Team Maki, it doesn't expend your items. Same with Team Slacker. But if you win, you don't get them back. But for the Cave of Trials, even if you win or lose, there's nothing to be lost from it.
That's surprisingly nice.
Well, except time.
It's a huge time sink. It is really annoying to go through all the floors over again. But once you clear it, if you clear it once, which even if we fail against a certain boss that's coming up, this we will at the very least be able to show off what one of the unlocks is for what you get for it, because you unlock a new way to play through the cave if you want to do it again. You get a code, but that doesn't apply to like the whole game. It's just for or the reward that I'm referring to isn't for just the whole game, because it does show you a menu code if you beat this boss, which this was something that I was mistaken about. I thought, and I'm saying this on stream for posterity, even though we talked about it in the Discord at one point, I thought that here they are, 50 out of 50. Let's go. This is getting out of hand. So, initially, I thought that you couldn't use the menu codes until you actually unlocked them. Until you unlocked them through their reveal method, which, like, for Mystery, you have to buy all of the medals from Marib's shop. Or, like, and so on and so forth. All the different things that you can unlock.
You don't seem to be doing a lot here.
No, but there's a chance that he can freeze them, so I kept it up with it, so... Oh well. Frost Relay is still not very good. They buffed it, so it's not god-awful, but it's still not good. That went surprisingly well. Holy shit. But yeah, so you can actually use the menu codes at any time, so long as you know what they are and you type them in. It's just that there are a handful of ways that are built into the game that the game will show them to you as time goes on. So they're not just something that you have to like know about from some gamer magazine or something like that. Oh, I thought he was gonna shoot the spores. Damn it! So I waited too long to block.
Oh,
I
now
thought he was
Kabu's
gonna-
taking a nap.
Well, Kabu's taking a nap. He's fine.
Everyone,
Aw,
please
man.
be quiet so he can sleep.
Shh. Kabu's sleeping. He deserves his rest. He's wakey wakey.
No, we. You've been awake for like
Shh.
3 weeks straight.
Here, be quiet. Icicle shard pops out of the ground and shatters on contact, and just like you hear a cute, loud crunching noise. And Leaf's just like,
It's soothing, it's fine.
Soothing.
it's white noise. He grew up in the frozen north. So when he hears the sound of an ice flow or an iceberg shattering, it reminds him of home. It puts him to sleep. This is a weird ice-type Kabu headcanon that we're creating here. So
I'm enjoying it.
he did say he came from the north, but I don't think with how small bugs are that traveling the equivalent of an entire country north for them would really change the climate all that much. Unless the world is just that fucked from whatever nuclear disaster happened that created these fucking things. But you know, it's best not to think too hard about that. Kabu is bug fighting. Leaf is bug ice, with a hidden ability for grass type moves. And V is just bug flying or bug poison maybe? Yeah, because Beedrill's bug poison. Right, hold on. Where's my Hold on, give me one moment to
Did you break your voice mod?
No. I was gonna see if I could it's not worth doing it right now, but I was gonna see if I could combine this voice with another one, but I'll worry about that later. You did it! Congratulations! You have successfully completed the Cave of Trials. It brings me joy that I can reward you with this. Take it.
Take it respectfully.
Hey!
We got a
ribbon.
team ribbon. A magic ribbon that somehow increases teamwork. What use could it have?
It makes everyone
But your
love
journey-
each other.
Excuse me, bitch, I was talking.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, it happens, but your journey is still far from over, my friends. If you want to keep fighting, just talk to me again, and we shall begin the process once more. I no longer possess any amazing rewards, but you shall still earn berries, so feel free to come back anytime. Oh, since this was the first time you beat the Cave of Trials, random mode is now available to add some spice in future challenges. Error, 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 warning, 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 error, 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 warning, warning. We're fucked.
Girl, me too.
What?
Okay, we didn't heal.
So, there's a
I
lot
really
to
like how
unpack
he
here.
floats.
Wait, fort defense, what?
Yeah.
And flying.
And we're not
You know the
healed
worst
up.
part? You cannot spy this. The only reason that we can see those stats is because I happen to have the metal spy specs equipped, which makes it so you can see their health and their defense now without spying them before. Oh man, this is... So, for those that don't know, also, when I looked up a video of this to see what it would entail, I didn't know that it was, if it was going to have a unique theme. It's the Watcher's theme. So, like, which, I don't know, but
Andrew
something about
Roach-
that feels very
Roach
appropriate.
descendant conspiracy theory.
There's actually some pretty fun lore about the tangy bugs, or like the fruity bugs, which is the canon name for his species. Fruity bugs. And so, canonically speaking, Tangy bugs or fruity bugs, when they are born, do not have anything that makes them distinct from one another, except for the fact that so they basically just look like plain orbs.
Or
Kirby.
Yeah, but when they get to a certain age, they depending on their diet and what fruit they prefer the most, their appearance will change.
Oh.
So, Charisse enjoys cherries. Tangerine enjoys tangy berries. And Skirby, I'm assuming because he, farms them,
I have no idea who you are talking about. I assume
Punish
you're
Tangerine.
referring to Punish
There's
Tangerine.
a pun.
Yes, you're correct. That is the only name that we've referred to him in the entire thing. I think the only time that I ever explicitly said Skirby aloud was when I was introducing him and he was like, "Yo, I be Skirby." So I actually have a theory as to what the fuck they're gonna try and do with this lore, or because this is canon now that they've added it. Like there were already a bunch of jokes about Tangerine in like the Bug Fables Discord and all that jazz. Oh no, that's where the spy specs came from. Apparently oh yeah, the only way that you can find out what it's named is by targeting it, and it's called Tangy Bug. Or Tangy Bug. I keep saying Tangy because I'm trying to say it
A
as if it's
tangible bug.
as if it's
I mean,
the,
it is tangible enough to stab. 13 turns of poison.
What does the
Drowsy.
T-Ray do?
I believe it restores TP every time that you land an attack, but we'll find out. And of course,
Mighty
the Pebble
Pebble.
Toss.
Pebble Toss! How
That's what the Mighty
fitting,
Pebble we're
considering
doing.
that,
We can't win
Easter
this.
egg we just discovered recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, discovered is one word for it.
discovered
more like
slash read about on the Wii.
Heard about, because
Fair enough.
the chances of it occurring are absurdly small. Okay,
Especially on an
I
attack
don't-
that we never use, even though it's the best attack in the game.
yeah. Well, it's more so that it's the best attack in the game, so you have to use it sparingly, or else.
It's too
It'll
easy
lose
otherwise.
luster.
Yeah. It is probably. I think it is the only move in the entire game that, the only special move in the entire game that costs only 1 TP. So there's that. Unless it's like, I think, yeah, so Taunt is 2 TP normally, but if you have the medal that I got, which at the 40th floor, called TP Core, or no, not TP Core, TP Saver, which looks alarmingly similar to TP Core, it decreases the total number of, oh yeah, I forgot to mention how I got him to appear. You need to have a Tangy Berry in the 4th slot of your inventory, of your item inventory. If you don't have one in the 4th slot of your inventory, he won't show up. The other way, you can either have it in the 4th slot, or you can just have 4 Tangy Berries in your inventory total. That is the only way to get him to show up. It is absurd.
I love little schoolyard rumor secrets like that in games.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as we
It's
can
fun.
tell, there is literally nothing in game that points you to that. You just have to
Yeah.
either find about it from someone else or just get lucky.
Mm-hmm. There might be an additional, like a little text box or something that was added at some point that indicates it, but as far as I know, there's nothing. So my theory as to what they're going to justify this in lore, if they ever have to justify it, and it doesn't end up being just kind of like a Dragon Ball Super, like, featuring a Raleigh from whatever the fuck, where she's just as strong as she needs to be because it's
Dr.
funny
Slump.
and she's a... Yeah, Dr. Slump, where, but, like, where they're just never gonna justify why she is just absurdly strong. What I think.
I see. This is a gag manga character, so a shonen character can never defeat her.
Kabu, you fucking weeb! But my actual.
That's literally the only thing I've seen of that crossover episode.
So my theory is that there's an attack that it hasn't done yet, but it has the ability to use. It has the ability to use root attacks like Arya and the Everlasting King.
Tangerine is the real everlasting sap.
Well, the true Everlasting Sapling are the friends we made along the way.
Not all of them, just Tangerine.
Just Chandran, yeah. So my theory is that a way they could try and justify it is that Tangerine and Tangy Bugs in general are when they reach here's the divine attacks. When they reach maturity, they become much more plant-like. And they might even be actually, now that I'm talking about this out loud, they might even be related to the flower gods that we discovered. That we don't know where they are. So perhaps they're somewhere off in the eastern lands where these people, or the fruity bugs, are said to hail from. So there's a lot of things that they could do if they wanted to actually try and justify this, and not just kind of have it be its own little joke that you can find at the very end of the the Cave of Trials as a gag.
Did Hollow Tangerine just suck Kabu's blood?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Their horns double as straws.
Oh my god, it's a vampire bug.
I am Tangerine, the ultimate vampire.
Stop. Alright, what am I gonna do?
To kind of lean on your crack theory a bit, wasn't one of the plant gods like a lot younger than the others?
Yeah, Pluto was only like 14 when compared to all the other ones. So it could be like that one is like basically directly responsible for this, whatever this is. Because I don't think this is actually Tangerine. I think that it's basically like the equivalent. Like it could be, but I'm more so thinking it could be like it's a fruity beetle or fruity bug that is that had a similar diet to Tangerine and therefore was also a tangy bug or a tangy version of it, and he therefore is and he has what's it called? Brain is processing too many things at once. So, but he's just similar to it. And this is basically the equivalent of like the legendary Super Saiyan bullshit, where it's just like a legend, like a legendarily strong tangy bug or a fruity bug.
And this is to go even further beyond. Oh, I'm tired now. I'm gonna lay down and take a nap. We'll try again later. I will move that boulder.
Oh boy. Alright, well now that he's here, I can safely use these Tangy Berries as a means to get some TP back. I'm pretty sure that he can't inflict a...
I was half expecting him to get mad when you ate a Tangy Berry and like buff himself.
Oh no!
He snitches. He leaves the fight entirely.
That would be hilarious. I did have to stop a run earlier. So I did a run earlier, or I think it was like last night after we finished. I was like, I'll give it another shot and see how far I can get. And I got to like fight 13, and then the and then I hold on. But then one of my Tangy Berries got stolen. Or no, it wasn't that one of my Tangy Berries got stolen. It was that one of my items that was buffering the Tangy Berry, like it wasn't in the, because they took it,
So it was now
they might as well
third
have stolen the
slot, so
Tangy
it
Berry.
wouldn't trigger the boss
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, so I had to start over, which wasn't so bad in the end, but it was still kind of mean. Especially, I was just more happier that it only happened. It happened earlier on in the fight. Fuck. Sorry, princess.
No, princess.
Oh yeah, this is the only time that you see his face when he's doing that.
And now it's just Kabu.
Well,
Oh boy.
It's the Kabu show. Oh, not any longer. Kill Leaf again.
More
so
health for
we can
Kabu. I do think that Tangerine focusing Kabu as part of its AI would be very humorous, just because of the fact that they have the whole unspoken, like, you know, sort of rivalry where Kabu just keeps telling him to not lift the fucking boulder, and yet he keeps trying it.
This seems like overkill.
Oh, it is, but I had no confidence in any other attack to be able to pierce that 4 defense. Anyway, oh, hold on.
Push rock.
Push rock!
oh, and there's just no acknowledgement.
Welcome
of
back,
any of that.
challengers. Are you ready to try the Cave of Trials?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
For each 10 completed trials, you get special items, medals, or berries that may aid you in your journey. There is no penalty for...
Like, they just keep going on about, like, the regular tirade when, like, V runs up to, like, what the hell was that? And he's like, for each trial, you get, like, he's like, no, that doesn't answer my question.
Just shoving Hollow Tangent under a rug.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure that we keep our items if we win. Yeah, we do. There's all of our items. Anyway, so that was the only reason that I really wanted to stream. So as long as we're here...
We're no longer streaming. Goodbye, everybody.
End of stream. No. How long have we been on for, actually? Like...
I don't think it's been even a full hour.
Yeah.
28 minutes and 34
Half
seconds.
an hour.
Okay, so, let's give one shot at Team Slacker, and then we'll do some menu codes. And then next time that we show off more menu codes in even more detail, we'll try more Team Slacker. But, because I don't know how long showing off the menu codes would be, so I don't want to, like, I don't know. Actually, if we could play some SRB 2K. I mean, we could. We'll probably have. We could probably have more time to do later without streaming. But if I beat teams, it would be fucking hilarious if I did, but I won't. Which is why I'm gonna prove you wrong by going and losing right now.
That's the spirit.
It's called reverse psychology. We could be playing Under Hero. That was initially what I thought we were gonna do. Oh yeah, get these things out of my pocket. I don't want to look at a Tangy Berry as long as I live. Alright, you two as well. And let me take out, Queen
We
Dinner,
buy
berry
out
smoothies.
Iconoclast on stream. Just like...
Alright, let's see what we got here.
I-
We could all,
I
we were
totally
making
could.
a list.
I got it on my Switch. It's hooked up to the capture
Ooh.
card.
Oh yeah. Should we, like, say our list of stuff we're probably doing?
We can share a handful of things. Iconoclast was on there. Under Hero was my top priority.
Since
and I
we're
think-
already playing it.
Yeah, since we already started it. So I think one of, actually, as long as we have a Tangy Berry and some Dark Cherries in my inventory, I might as well make another berry smoothie. But yeah, so we were making a list of games that... What?
The rain just started up and really loudly on the roof.
God, have you ever been in a, you could buy, download, and play Iconoclast, not necessarily in that order. I'd love to know what other order we could possibly do that in.
You could put buy last.
Yeah, pirate it
that's
first
Thunder.
and then buy it afterward once you realize that you've enjoyed it, or you thoroughly enjoy it and you want to put money forth.
Yeah, I know people that
Okay,
do that
when
on a
it starts
regular.
to thunder, then there starts to become a chance that I am going to suddenly drop out of this call at some point. So just
Must
as a
see.
heads
stay
up.
with us.
You can do it, man. Don't
Hold
worry.
on.
Speaking of suddenly dropping out, I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Take out. I'm gonna bring the fried egg for luck. If this isn't the last thing in our inventory when the fight ends, I will be personally disappointed in myself. It's gonna sit in the top spot. It must be a
I had
fiddler
some
on.
fried eggs for breakfast today, so it's definitely good luck.
Alright, so before our next attempt,
Oh, it's
let's take a
delicious
look
luck,
at.
if nothing
Oh,
else.
Let's do as many things to extend our TP use as possible.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. One of the medals the medal that I got at the 40th floor of the Cave of Ordeals or Cave of Trials, or I'm gonna just list every name that I can think of.
Just call
Reduces
it
an
the
ally's
death
TP the pit.
pit. The pit.
The pit.
The
So
hole.
this reduces TP costs by 1.
The hole in the ground.
So yeah, the big hole. So I'm debating on whether I want to put this on V or Leaf, because with V, it would make it so that I could continue using needles more frequently.
I think getting
and-
rid of Delilah faster is more important.
Yeah, so I think getting Leaf to use their buffs is probably the more important thing. So I also can't... Leaf doesn't need to be the one doing status boosting. So let's take a look at some of the other things. Poison, we definitely want poison. Spiky Bod, we want that.
I'll put
I-
on
what-
Mighty Pebble for luck.
Yeah, if we have one MP left, that's what we'll do. All right, charge up. I liked how that worked. Break, maybe? I don't know.
Did we use break? I don't remember. I feel like we didn't. We used fortify.
also believe- I think we did use fortify. I don't think it's worth having empower and charge up, so I think fortify and charge up and fortify are what we're gonna take in terms of buffing things. And honestly, reducing enemy attack by 1 doesn't really help all that much. If
They're
it
doing a
the
lot
fact that
already.
yeah, so like 1 extra HP of damage doesn't. Well, for multi-hit attacks that change it.
Oh!
All right, what's
That's
something
a
we can
good
take
one.
off to try that out? I'm trying to look at what we have equipped, because there's nothing that I'm really like.
What's Antlion Jaws do?
Antlion Jaws reduces it lets Kabu ignore 1 point of defense.
Oh, that's real nice.
So yeah, so the horn already has that as an inherent property of it, but the Antlion Jaws adds another one, I think, and so it makes it so that Kabu is able to ignore up to 2 things of defense, and so it lets him, because he can only attack the first enemy in the row with his regular horn attack. That means that he would be able to it means he's able to actually do something to Stratos. Versus V, who has a lot of trouble dealing with defense, and Leaf, who has probably even more trouble dealing with defense because he doesn't have V's piercing attacks. Let's see. I want to try... we can try out Status Mirror on 1 attempt, but I don't think it'll be this one. So let's find something we can spend 2 TP on, or 2 MP on, and... Super Block on V, maybe? She does have the 1 point defense when she's in Last Stand, but Super Block would make it all the better, but that only works if I get the Super Block in particular. I think Leaf actually has the most trouble surviving hit, so I think Super Block should stay on him. And Kabu's already got block heal. Alright, this is good enough. Alright, what's our... yeah, we're already at full health. And I think we got the same amount of items as we did last time.
And
Oh,
we got our
no.
lucky fried egg.
Yeah, so we got our lucky fried egg, but unfortunately, Mush just posted a message in the Discord saying that their power went out.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, so we're gonna be mushless for a second. Quark just posted, "I miss you" there, and that is verbatim how I feel. It's just like you've been gone for like 5 seconds, and I still
Since
miss you.
you've been gone, we've done not much.
Yeah, it's been like 5 seconds. We barely even walked into the bar to fight them. All right, one last check of things.
This attempt is for Mush.
This one is for Mush. If this turns out to be the one, I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
It'd be so funny if we're doing it for Mush, and then we win.
I mean, this is also one that we were saying was going to be the one that we're gonna lose, so... Alright. Okay, here we go. Alright, so... Start out, hard charge, Kabu, and... Oh man, seeing 4, the cost of 4 for charge up and fortify is, mwah, it's beautiful.
Pretty dang nice.
I'm back. Did we die yet?
Not yet.
We just started, but Mush died. Their internet went out.
Rip Mush.
All right,
Goodbye,
time
Mo.
for you will be missed. Time for needle pincer. Already at 6 turns of poison. Jesus H. Christmas. Can one of you check on the wiki what Team Ribbon does? Because I
Yeah,
want
hang
to
on.
double check. Because I'm pretty sure it's every time, like for every point of damage, you restore TP or something like that. But I'm not sure.
Recovers 1 TP each time Chompy deals damage.
You mean Princess?
Okay. Yeah.
I was reading straight from the wiki, I'm sorry.
Well, the wiki's wrong.
Yeah, the wiki
Well,
needs to
go
treat
edit
her
the-
like the royalty that she is.
Go edit
yeah,
the wiki to change
Chompy is
every
technically her canonical name. Every turn, because Chompy can't do anything, or fuck, now you got me saying the wrong name. No, no. It's freaking me out.
Princess Chompy is her full name.
Princess Chompy, yeah. So, because Princess Chompy literally can't do anything, because she can only attack the first person in line, and that's Stratos, and his defense is her entire attack. She will, because I can't do anything with her, she's just gonna change ribbons every time that it's her turn, so she'll just put on the teamwork ribbon every time that it's her turn, and then take it off. Also, having Leaf instigate the frozen drill means that it costs less. Oh, I didn't even realize that. That's beautiful. That's such a wonderful perk. Fuck, I'm out of TP already. I'm getting a little...
Princess Julianne Lenoria Chompy the Fourth. Thanks, guys.
I like Lenoria, that's a fun name. Hey, no healing poison allowed. Stratos is gonna survive survive like a man, like a true beefy bug.
He's gonna use that liver.
He's gonna use that liver. That is his entire carapace. I think that was only the 2. Yeah, damn. Oh well. I think it's time for a charge up.
Sure.
That's it for Kabu. Damn. What are you guys? What are you guys? Oh, you're petting the dog. I should have fucking known. That's what I thought. So, you guys on TeamViewer, they have the opportunity to make a mouse where, like, a mouse cursor float over my screen, and if they click with it to like show where they're clicking or where their cursor is, it makes a big like ping, and you see a big blue mouse cursor. So they're currently doing that to compulsively pet Princess.
She
Which
deserves
is the
it.
best way to. She does. It's
our
the best
little
possible
girl.
use of it. All right. Another. No, charge up would kind of be a waste doing all that. Are you still petting her?
petting Kabu now.
Oh, good.
Comforting him after he died.
No jams. Jesus Christmas.
Miracle shake.
No, that's the worst possible status of... Damn it!
Bubble shield.
That's the worst bubble shield. Bubble shield light.
Stall out the timer.
Oh my god. Princess, time to team, remember to show your, show that you're a team player. Welcome back, welcome back, Mush.
Hey,
Lightning
Mom.
seems to, the thunder seems to have stopped, so fingers are crossed.
Okay. So, you tuned out at just the wrong moment,
Oh no.
or tuned in at just the wrong moment, because, Leaf
Oh,
got
God.
the sticky thing and can't use items, and I need to use a miracle shake, like, right now. And we only have enough, TP to start to put on Bubble Shield to stall out the item timer. And then we can use the miracle shake.
Can we just take a break for a minute or two?
The internal bleeding is starting to become external.
He's fine. Just spit on it a bit. It'll be fine.
Okay.
As long as V is still in danger V zone, I'm gonna go for a needle pincer. And now I go for the miracle shake, because that'll revive Kabu, but it'll also put V above the threshold. And Kabu needs a little health back. Pretty ribbon.
I love this princess fashion show we've got going on.
She can inflict burn?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's one
God.
of the there's a fiery rock item that I think we picked up at one point. How often do you get the 4 MP? Every 2 turns. That's because we have two medals on of 2 medals called TP core. On one of those alone restores 2 TP every 2 turns, but so both of them gives us 4 every 2 turns.
Which is pretty nice.
It is pretty nice. All right. Frozen drill. Frozen drill on Stratos might actually be decent. I'm not sure though. Because there's a small chance of freezing him, and if that'll stop him from using the. I want to use V while she's in danger zone, but I don't know how much I can.
Danger zone.
Any special moves you could bubble shield light forever shame. Shame that. Yeah.
With
Okay.
V being able to get herself back up, that could theoretically work for as long as you maintain TP. But A, it's not fun, and B,
Yeah.
you need the TP to get to that defense.
Yeah, plus they also now have 2 turns apiece. Or no, Stratos doesn't have 2 turns yet, but he will get another turn, and they both have the ability to heal the other, including one that does 15 for both of them, which is still disgusting. Alright, I think what I'm gonna do... Infinite Burger. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have V pass her turn to Leaf. I'm gonna have Leaf do Frozen Drill for one of his turns on Delilah. No. I'll see how it does on Stratos, just so we know for the future. Okay, so it's about the same. But so that's real good. But now, because I don't like the fact that he's charged up for 2, gonna clean that boy.
Make
Shocking
him
ribbon.
take a shower.
Bye, V.
Womp womp.
Girl,
Oh, God.
stop dying.
No fucking fair. That's literally not. I wouldn't have been able to survive that, even if I blocked everything basically perfectly. Oh, that's
Done.
ass. That's ass. I don't know if I want to do another attempt at that, just because of how long the attempts can take. So, what time is it? Or how long have we been live for? 10 to 4?
46
Alright.
minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay, so let's say we do like 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of just showing off some menu codes, because
Alright.
did
Exciting.
you not heal out of bazooka range? I didn't, because I didn't have the choice. I had to use a take ribbon, give ribbon, team ribbon, because she's the true MVP of the team.
Fuck everyone
healing
but
again.
Princess, honestly.
Stratus and Delilah can just be like, we are going to make you die this turn. There's nothing you can do about it. And Vena's, the reason I couldn't heal out of bazooka range is specifically because I needed to have Leaf both attack as, and he was already at a pretty decent health when that happened, I should mention. But I don't know why I left Princess and then went to save, only to go back and get Princess again. Probably so I don't forget her when next time I take the attempt, because the fashion show is the most important part.
Helpful in that fight.
Mm-hmm. Also, super minor thing that I really, really love about this game. You can either have it mash or you can do sequential buttons. So anytime that you've seen me pushing buttons in a certain sequence, you could mash. That is an option for you. So, please help.
Me too. I'm feeling that.
So, I'm gonna switch users over to my Streambot save.
Ooh, Fire Emblem.
Fremblem Warriors.
Framblam.
Framblem Wamblam.
If only it had online multiplayer.
If only.
Do they even have local multiplayer?
Yeah.
It does. If you click the left stick, you can do co-op. I believe you can do the same thing for Hyrule Warriors. So this is a fresh slate file. So, there are a handful of menu codes in this game that we've talked about on a handful of times. So what you do is when you start a new quest, you have 8 letters. All of the codes are in all caps. So they start with HB. Hardest. What hardest does is it makes it so that it's an extra hard mode, where
For the masochists out there.
yeah. So it boosts it. Basically takes the stuff that they did in hard mode and they made it even harder, but like still in this fair way. They do a fuck ton of damage, so you still have to like strategize around like not taking that much damage and making sure that your team has enough defense to negate some of that. But it also adds additional like AI strategies and all that, which is one of the things that goes most underappreciated about Bug Fables is hard mode.
I thought
There's
you were
also-
stuck with that as your file name. That's why I wasn't sure you could do them together.
Yeah, so the next one, actually let me scroll up to make sure I get everything right when I'm looking at it. Because I'm trying to do them in the order that you unlock or that they list them. And okay, so the hardest you unlock by it's revealed to you. Fuck, I actually can't remember this one. This is the only one that I can't remember. But the next one. More Farm. More Farm makes it so that you require more exploration points to level up. Which means that you have to grind, basically, hence the name. You unlock that one by getting 30 worms or more at the Whack-A-Worm minigame, and let me tell you, before 1.1, there wasn't an arrow indicator to show you where other worms were showing up, so you basically just had to hope that you were getting enough that were showing up. But now the arrows indicator makes it much easier to get 30. And to the degree that I got 30 when I was playing it the first time at the festival, and I was redoing that file. The next one. Also, I remembered where you get hardest from. You get that by doing all the, by indulging in electronic games at the Termicade. The next one, Frame 1. This one makes it so that you cannot regular block, only super block.
I was gonna make the same joke on this.
Framblem. Framblem. Frame 1, I believe... Yeah, I don't remember how Frame 1 is unlocked or revealed, but it's revealed in a different way. My personal favorite, this one is unlocked by buying all of the medals at Marib's store, and then talking to a dude that's standing around the store. Mystery? This one randomizes the locations of all of the medals that you can find in the game. Next up is probably my second favorite one, and also definitely the one that I think combos well with the others, because not all of these combine into into a particularly fun challenging thing, but it's a very, very difficult and very interesting. I personally wouldn't really enjoy it, but okay. Anyway, next one, Ruigi. Ruigi is, Luigi, but it's spelled slightly differently, so copyright. But it's a reference to a Paper Mario 64 ROM hack called Luigi's Challenge, where you cannot level up regularly. You don't get experience points from battles, but you can buy levels by going to talk to Luigi. In this game, you go and talk to Edel at the Explorers Association.
It also completely negates more grind.
More farm.
More farm.
Yeah. So, by doing this, I might as well have not entered one of them. But yeah. So you have to buy your levels, and in addition to that, it only upgrades your MP by 1 every time that you level up. Actually, no, is it? Yeah, I think it's just 1. But it's just it's such a small thing, and you have to really have a really good idea of what you're going to be doing with that particular save file when you do it. And when you pair it up with Mystery, you get when you pair it up with Mystery, you get all of these late game medals that would normally cost like 8 MP, but they now cost 1. But the downside is that you basically cannot upgrade your health unless you happen to find the medals that sorry, what?
There you are.
Did I cut out?
I
You
never
did.
know if it's
I'm
my
not
internet
sure
or
if
not when that happens.
Okay, what was the last thing you remember me hearing? Or me saying?
Talking about Luigi.
That was way, that was way back. Oh, fuck.
It was something about badges?
Yeah, you were talking about the badges being randomized and how that relates to Ruigi.
Right, yeah. So that's not as far back as I thought. But so
I had to think
using
of it.
yeah, so Ruigi combined with Mystery is probably my favorite codes to use in this game. One of them that I'm not going to be putting in because we've basically done it already. Tough Bugs. This is the shorthand code to enter all of those at once. I didn't do that because I wanted to type out all of them to show you how they were spelled and all that. But then, of course,
Push rock.
Oh, you know.
I was gonna make a winky face, but there's no semicolon, and that makes me sad.
Just use that umlaut U, like a big smile.
Hold on, wait.
No, use the big one. Use the capital one, so it's a really big smile. Yeah, there we go.
They're friends.
It looks
Hey.
like a Pokemon glitch name.
It's good. It's good. Hold on, wait. Wait, no.
I have no idea what you're looking for. in
Making
here.
more smiley faces.
Pretty much, honestly. This is... I'm putting way too much thought into this, but, this is their house. So, one thing that they added in the update is specifically when you type in mystery, you can set the seed now. Before it was always random.
Oh.
So you can set it so that you and a friend have the same seed, and you can race through the game like that. So, chat, everyone give me a number. You get one number each.
1, 1, 1, 1,
All right.
1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is
All
the
right,
number
Quark,
I have
pick-
on my luggage.
Quark, pick one number.
3.
3. Mush, pick one number.
8.
8. Dragoni, pick one number.
4.
4. Also, I should have clarified. I meant single-digit numbers, guys. Sorry.
Just pick the first one they have, like the
3.
First number.
I see a colon 3. That's 3. And then that's 1 from an 18 and a 1 from a whatever the
Leon.
Danganronpa number. And
Another
The
And
four.
for-
Danganronpa number.
and for good measure, a 420.
Nice.
Zakori saying colon 3, followed by just another 3 is really funny because the colon in their name, saying that they're saying it is like right before the 3, so it looks like it's just a slightly more spaced out colon 3 face. All right,
They
everyone,
told us
prepare your uwu mouths. Mush, this is you. Wait,
Oh.
make it like. Make
Oh,
it
at
like
least those are
a
the
combination.
stories I've told in my land. Despite many unfortunate incidents, tales of your people helped me keep my adventuring spirit alive.
Dragoni.
Rest assured, Kabu, they are not mere legends, but real history. With Explorers Association, and all the explorers who risk their wings for glory are proof of that.
How about we
Glowing.
play through the whole game like this and lose our
Then,
entire fan
Maki,
base?
would you consider my earlier offer?
Kabu, I respect your passion, but I think mission is the highest danger. An unproven warrior is not fit to accompany my team.
Unproven? Maki, I've bested many hardships in the north.
So you say, your knowledge of our culture and your passion for exploring are as towards my blade's edge, Kabu.
Exploring.
Glowing.
But I would ask you not to press the issue. It is not the place to cause a scene.
Eh.
What? Can't I say that again? As I said, we cannot allow children to explore, much less Snake Mouth Den. I'm not a kid!
Not much for that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is internet is the
Invest
internet
in
bad or did
viewers.
Yeah, it's stuck
Oh,
on me
boy.
too.
It is my duty to investigate in stocks and bonds for the good of the association.
Well, if you insist.
Oh, you missed
Use
something,
up,
my
down,
brother.
left, and right to move around. Press A to jump or talk to people.
Ayo, B, lower your voices. What is the matter?
This guy's calling me a kid, says I can't explore. Shouting isn't gonna change the rules, you child. Shut it! It's not about age, it's about skill. I'm Wee, the best explorer the highway's ever seen. I'm not some random bee.
An
She's really
explorer
not
bee?
a random bee.
Yeah, got a problem? Saying bees can't explore? Expected honey and paint?
Also, there's some unexpected foreshadowing in this. Expected honey and paint. Bees are also the artisans. And like your sister. So there's fun things you notice on return
I can see
visits.
that, but
Silence, please. This guild of ours is no place for petty squabbles.
Look, can't just give a permit to some bee, much less without a partner. Teams should be a duo of explorers, you know? I'm worth, like, 4 bees, okay?
hey, we.
What do
I
you
like how
want?
everyone calls her we in this.
Why don't we join forces? We both wish for a permit, yet lack a companion.
Aww.
What? Do I look that desperate? I don't even know you.
I have a promise I must keep, and for that I must explore. How bad could it be?
Explorer. Well, it can't be worse than having to stay put. Deal. Wait, you two are just crazy. You won't last a second at Snake Mouth. I'll prove you wrong.
No.
Yeah.
Most likely, mere novices, ruled by your strong emotions. I have no doubt that if you left today, you'll return inside a bag. A very round bag.
Sir Maki, although you outrank me in spades, you shouldn't underestimate me. I went through quite a bit to get here.
You sure did.
Yeah. Bugs like you that look down on others are really annoying.
Very well. As our test you'll resolve.
Test us, huh? Who named you king of this joint?
The Ant Queen herself, for she has named me as her royal blade.
I accept your challenge. We get ready.
Watch your own horn. I was born ready.
So,
and here we go.
we're not gonna read the tutorial text, but just keep in mind, everyone's attacks have the same timing, but it is significantly more difficult to actually block correctly because everyone has the same 3 attack animations. And you can't tell what fucking timing it's gonna change.
Advancing.
So, yeah, so I got...
Oh, you're approaching me?
Oh, boy.
I can't beat the shit out of you without getting closer.
Oh, then come as close as you like.
Yeah, I had no way to fucking guess that. Also, V's dead. If you're playing with hardest on, you can die in the V can die in the tutorial fight.
Such skill with the blade.
You pass.
What?
You perform well enough. I can feel your desire to see the world through your attacks. I am no one to keep you from your explorer permit. Ito, you may grant it to them.
I get no say in this, huh? But Maki is the Queen's blade. Here, you can have it.
We got the Explorer permit.
And get it! Snake Mouth 10 is gonna be all mine. All the witches, all the glowy.
Big Mouth Den, it lies to the west of the association. A simple path, although filled with danger. There is much treasure to be found, but this jaws have
Treasure,
claimed
huh?
many.
Treasure, huh?
Maki! Seriously, brother? How long are you gonna keep me waiting?
My apologies, Kina. Kabu, I must be going now, and you can see duty calls me. May you succeed in your mission.
We succeed in your mission.
What a weird bunch.
He ended up causing quite the scene himself. That fighting prowess. How many years I must have twained?
So, I'm Wee, I guess. From the high near the big tree.
Oh, I am Kabu. I moved in just 1 moon ago from the north.
Cool.
Indeed. Sir Maki said Snake Mouth was to the west, right? Should we get going?
Right. Yeah, let's go right away. Don't fall behind, okay?
Hey, wait, you... Alright, from here on out, I'm just gonna skip a little bit, because, Also, this isn't something that I really noticed until I started seeing as many Tangerine icons as we are right now. Tangerine's default standing position has his hands on his hips. Because you can see he extends them when he's walking, but as is, he's just kind of standing there like, yep, I'm the greatest. Anyway, so, you might remember that, hardest is the extra hard mode, basically, that you unlock. Actually, let me turn down the sequential buttons, resume, low. So, in the...
Can you put hard mode on top of hardest mode and just make the worst
I was
mode
about
possible?
So, that's the thing. Hard mode doesn't actually stack on hardest mode.
Damn it! We could have gotten Lunatic Plus.
No, you know what this does? It does something even better. It does something even better.
Yes!
Even I didn't know this was coming.
Yeah, that's because I kept it a secret. Also, something that hold on, let me take off hard mode so you can actually see these animations. So, sometimes I have trouble telling who I'm actually playing as, so I have to keep an eye on what's on the left of the screen, the little icon that fades in and out. So I have to just, this is Kabu cutting. This is V throwing the beamerang.
I like how the
You have to just,
out.
yeah, so because he has so many limited sprites, if there's like a certain number of sprites in a certain animation, they need to cycle through them. So they have to have the bandage sprite for some of them. So, well, that's not what I meant to do, but whatever.
That sure is a seedling.
That sure is a seedling. It doesn't change all the individual pictures because
I'd be funny if it did.
Yeah, so they couldn't because they're just in those files are individual images. It's not that they're rendering the sprite. Yeah, so on hardest mode, these guys deal 4 damage.
Terrifying.
If you block it successfully, they would normally only do 3, but because we have frame 1 on, the only way if we block them, we still take 2 points of damage. Just want you to appreciate that.
That took a second.
Your candle in.
Bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum.
Oh, I love this mode.
Oh my god.
See, I do genuinely mean what I say when I say that this mode makes it infinitely more difficult because you can't fucking tell what part of the animation most enemies are in, so you can't easily, like, it's super hard to block, and if you're playing with all the other codes on at once, which we currently are, and they are doing a fuck ton of damage, and you can only do perfect blocks, it's ridiculously specific with stuff. It's so ridiculously picky. And with the way that the animations have to be, it's just, oh my god, it's so hard. I played up to like chapter 2 when I did this on my file initially. There are only 2 characters in this game that I'm aware of that actually there might be 3, I'm not sure, but there are only 2 characters that I know of that are not affected directly by this mod. Or actually, well, there's an overlapping rule with that. 3D models aren't replaced, so Spider, yeah, so all the Spider models, I believe the Water Striders, no, actually Water Striders are just the flat image with the legs coming out, but like, anything that's a 3D model doesn't have, or isn't replaced with Tangerine, but, so like Spider is isn't replaced by Tangerine, but everything else is. The only other characters that are not Tangerine in this mod
They've gotten
are
Tangerine.
Cherise, Tangy's girlfriend, or Tangy's girlfriend, because, you know, she's already perfectly round. You can't best perfection. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if Scurvy is unaffected.
You mean Punish Tangerine?
Punish Tangerine, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But the only other character other than those that is not affected is Tangerine himself, who is replaced by Kabu.
Good.
So I'm not gonna get the chance to show that off, and I'm definitely not gonna get the chance to show this off. But if you somehow manage to get to the end of the fucking Cave of Trials as in Push Rock mode, the Tangerine silhouette will be replaced with a Kabu silhouette. So anything that you thought, you knew, based on the timing of Hollow Tangerine with his janky animations, you might as well unlearn it, because the held out animation of him holding his horn down while he's charging it isn't like that anymore, because it's just replaced with a completely different animation that Kabu plays, and so it makes it, again, another layer of difficult. So once we get to Snake Mouth, then I'm going to save and quit and go back to my other save file, because there's something very important that I need to show off. And then that's what we're gonna call it, I think. We will be reading a little more dialogue soon, but
I want to see the scene where Leaf gets ganked by a Scorpion in Tangerine mode.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I have a feeling that the sprite of him with the funky fungus coming out is just going to be the sprite of Tangerine with the broken horn and the tears.
Loses a lot of its impact.
A wonderful bed and breakfast location.
We will be stopping and fighting, or we will be doing one more dialogue thing before we finish, but there's something I want to get to Leaf. So I can both show off the fact that the spider model isn't replaced, but also so you can see what Leaf looks like in the web. Also, something I haven't explicitly mentioned, until you do the tutorial things for teaching you how to do Kabu's like horn cut and V's beamerang, you couldn't actually use them in the overworld until 1.1, where they changed it so you can. So you can cut the grass that's in your way, and get a few extra berries and maybe a handful of items on the way to Snake Mouth Den.
How am I gonna mix Leaf's accent and Uwu voice?
Oh, good fucking luck! I'm glad I don't have to do it.
Find out.
Leaf's vaguely Scandinavian accent. I'm going to give Sap specifically.
The rocks fly now. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, the rocks weren't even the thing that had the problem in the base version of the game. It was specifically the ice cubes. At least I don't remember the rocks having that problem, but oh yeah, this looks extra great.
Yeah! That was close. Kabu, are you okay?
Lifted up by an invisible wire.
I guess he is. This is the perfect time to go home. I don't like the look of that place. But I'm his reliable teammate.
Words with both R and L in them are really hard.
I'm gonna regret this.
Reliable teammate.
Me watching CA get to this part, pointing to the doors. Remember this. This is important. Just leaving it at that. Aw, baby.
No, Wes. I can wait.
Oof. I am lucky this mushroom broke my fall.
I would have carried you, but you seem really heavy.
I assure you, I am whiter than I seem.
Uh-huh. You ate too many Tangy Berries, I know it. Anyways, this place is really creepy.
I must agree, and there doesn't seem to be a way back up for me. We will have to look around.
Let's be careful, okay? You were almost at the goner.
Also, it didn't occur to me until it was just back and forth uwu voices, but Jay has to be Tangerine in the CA casting. There's no other way after he spent the entirety of Ghost Trick doing his missile voice like that.
Missile!
Dylan.
Yikes! Is that a moth?
No, not even close to
By
a
the
moth,
queen!
actually.
What a terrible fate. A moment of silence in solidarity for a fallen explorer.
Fallen explorer.
Oh.
Wait, he's alive!
Quick, we must free him.
No, he's not.
Okay, I'm just gonna see if the beamwing can cut through the web.
Alive, theoretically.
I will make sure there will no other survive. V, watch out!
Yeah, so the spider isn't replaced. But we knew that
It
already.
would be so funny.
A
Another-
spider!
How could a beast so huge sneak up on us?
Kabu, we've got the one. Twitter ain't worth this.
It's not that. We can't abandon this poor moth to his fate.
I...
Stone-faced fucking
we
levitates away.
Cowses.
Horses.
I think it'd be more funny, Vanas, personally.
I think it'd be more funny, it would also be more fairly balanced, so then you could just play through the game with this stupid meme mode on without it being arbitrarily increased in difficulty.
This
I'm
has to be some cruel irony.
I'm gonna start skipping through some dialogue a little bit, so we can get to Leaf's first dialogue. Probably less funny animations. I mean, they do add to the charm, but when it comes to the enemies, it really... I cannot emphasize enough how fucking difficult it is. Also, you can still die in this fight! And I literally cannot win this fight right now. Because even if I block it perfectly, I'm still gonna take 1 damage. Yeah.
Wait, that's
Hardest mode with frame 1 fucking sucks.
I wish
Okay, we're good.
The
We're home free.
the sprite not a model was Tangerine, so it was just Tangerine floating around on these weird legs.
Yeah, kind of like how the fucking the helicopter leaves are still there. Also, I like how he says specifically, "Must I really sit here and do nothing?" And that is literally the way that you get taught to do nothing. Well, I fucked up. That looks like a Saps mode to
have
me.
enabled frame 1.
No, I had to show it off.
Is
Just to
Princess
show how
Tangerine-
much suffering it is. Yes, everyone is Tangerine. I cannot emphasize this enough. Everyone. All right, you know what? Sorry that Leaf's not.
Tangerine.
I don't know if I have the energy to fucking put up with this. Do you mind? I'm sorry. No, I have to do it for Weef. For Weef. I have to do it for Weef.
Weef.
Oh.
All I gotta do is survive 1 round of this.
You can do it.
Fuck.
I believe in you.
I believe in you. I always did. And now, farewell, Tangerine.
Say, now that I think about it, should I have been doing the ooh-woo in straight up Kabu's voice this whole time?
Yeah, no, that's what my goal was. I noticed that fuck, my brain is so shot from trying to not die. Dragoni was doing like a combination of the
Maki.
a combination of the Maki voice and the
Well, Maki's voice is surprisingly close to Uwu anyway. It's just kind of a higher pitch.
yeah. It's a lot of nasal in it. Also, fuck, we fucked up. We fucked up. Goodbye, actually, you know what? No, you don't have to sit here and do nothing because I forgot that we're allowed to use items at this point. I'm not used to having items at this point because they don't know, because until 1.1 you couldn't cut the grass and get items before entering Snake Mouth Den because you had to, if you tried to turn around, oh yeah, that's supposed to be the sprite of Kabu wrapped up in spiderweb. Oh man, I should have stopped and have you read By the Holy Jaws of the Queen.
Say it, anyway.
Well, Kabu, say by the holy dwellers of the Queen.
Hey, who's this weird guy who just showed up with Tangerine?
Yeah. Yeah, because this particular image is a battle sprite that is like programmed specifically with the web. It is a little bit funky with how it's handled. But the moment that the fight ends, I assure you, he will return.
Remember the plan.
There he is.
Oh wait, we did it!
Sad face!
Begone, wretched beast!
Wetchy beast.
Kabu, I'm done here.
Well done.
Yay!
I love that happy sprite.
Let's get out of here.
I love them saying that with the happy sprite.
Leave us alone already, monster!
Oh my god.
Hoof, hoof.
Gee, Gwad is too fat to come in here. Kabu, sorry for running away.
Very well. You are forgiven, It was understandable.
Took you long enough. Most people would be crying at getting rescued.
Let's start over a new week, V. This morph is our priority.
Oh.
You're awake.
Alright, good luck.
Really? You saw in the books?
How the fuck do you do that? How do you make it sound like a real language? What is...
What the? Hey? You okay? You hit your head?
Just in the Sudaika. Historic sages.
Could this morph be speaking in an ancient tongue? Perhaps he is of the fabled tribes working underground.
Twibes.
No, we can speak Bognish.
Do you need like a minute?
Bligny.
No,
Bognish.
we are fine now.
Thank goodness, you had us quite worried.
Where are we? Where is this spider?
See, this is particularly funny because of the way that Dragoni decided to voice Leaf with the pseudo-Norwegian accent. You're already replacing a lot of W's with or V's with W's, so now you just get to do that even more. So it's like his tongue or his dialect becomes like 90% more W's.
Wait, we'll get you up to speed.
Hold on. Once this little thing is done, I'm gonna take a video of that. I'm gonna make it into a GIF of 3 tangerines having a very important conversation.
Slowly? It seems we owe our wife to you, we.
Seriously?
No big deal. It's not that we're trapped though.
Were you looking for treasure as well, alongside fellow explorers? What's your name?
Leaf is fine, and somewhat a scouting mission, in fact.
You got some luck to be alive. Did you learn anything learn anything scouting about the artifact?
In fact, if it is here, it's probably ahead.
If we work together, we will surely find both it and the exit.
We have little choice. We will accompany you.
Can you fight?
Not really part of scouting.
Seriously? You came into this place without knowing how to fight?
Make sure to stay behind us, so we can protect you.
Reassuring.
Okay, we spent too much time here. Let's look for the exit.
We.
God.
Alright, so with that, we're switching out because I want to show you something horrifying.
Very exciting.
So you might have noticed what my third file was called on this particular save, because there's my file called Clueless, which was the one that I started initially. There's Dupless, which is the one that we've been using for stream. Please help. Yeah, so on the top right of the screen, you'll see the M. That's the Ruigi sign. The hardest is the red angry-looking sign. And then super blocking one is the shield is for frame 1. The experience is for more farm, and the question mark is for mystery. So on this particular setup, I got sleep resistance, which is very, very unhelpful in this particular boss fight because they don't inflict sleep; they inflict poison. In fact, I believe it was in the place where you're supposed to get a poison resistance medal. So it was especially bad.
Slap in the face.
TP core is
Okay.
nice though.
Also, to explain a little bit how mystery mode works, there are 105 medals in the game, including hard mode.
If you
Yeah. Well, I'm explaining that what about it isn't a mystery versus is. The only medal that doesn't get changed is hard mode. You get that for free at the thing, and then turns you into Peeboo if you're playing in hardest mode. But other than that, all 104 other medals are randomized to their locations. So they replace the icons on the overworld with that little question mark symbol, and you don't know what you're gonna get until you pick it up. It doesn't matter what order you pick them up in. So like if I went to the first medal you can pick up, what for me was TP plus. It normally is, I think, HP plus. But on my first mystery mode playthrough, it was fucking antlion jaws.
Oh.
I couldn't use it until like 3 levels later, but it was cool. It was ridiculous that I found it so early. The second one that you can find is in a little like ruins of like a little shed looking thing, and then the third one you can find is in this room sitting on top of a mushroom. So if I had picked them up in, regardless of what order I would have picked them up in, I would have gotten them in the same order that that I got them. So like if I went back to the first room to get the one that was antlion jaws, the TP plus one, because that was the first one, if I went back to get that after getting the other two, I still would have gotten TP plus first, then sleep resistance, then TP core, which coincidentally the order that I got them in is also the order that they are listed in the menu. But that is purely coincidental. It is not, it doesn't do that normally. So like you could buy, so if you just need any medals and you just need to pull something from the, you just want to pull something from the shop and it'll give you a randomized thing. I'm about to show you what hell on earth looks like.
Ooh, exciting.
Hell is a lot more wet than I thought it would be, but, you know.
Squee!
Are you still doing the Uwu voices then?
No, we're not gonna have much to voice here, but
I wanna do the Uwu voices though.
we can do more Tangerine voices later. I'll try and
I think I'm stuck in the Uwu mode.
I can try and get to chapter 2 so we can voice the encounter with Kaburin, and so we can voice that at the beginning of next stream or something. But yeah, so I fucking love the medal randomizer and Ruigi because it makes it so interesting that you get all these super powerful medals that are normally super late game, and you just but you can use them right away because they only cost 1 MP. But if you combine it with too many other things, it gets to be too much. So very fortunately, the spider in this mode does not have any defense, which a lot of enemies do. You are lucky. Dragoni, was that you yawning? Or was that just me hearing something? I don't know, I heard something. It was like it sounded like a breathing thing, but it was perfectly in sync with the spider breathing out the poison cloud. So you were, whatever that was, I was very fortunate that it lined up exactly with the timing. Alright. Have some ice spooter. I knew he was gonna do that because he's gonna shift. No, actually, I thought he was gonna move into the next phase after I did that, and I was hoping that freezing him might, by some godly chance, prevent him from moving on to the next phase and summoning his minions. Because this fight, you only have 3 medals at your disposal at this stage, and if you're doing hardest mode, the best you can do is that. When it comes to that, I believe technically, if I had mashing on and I did that input perfectly, I might take 1 less point of damage because it might be considered awesome instead of just good, or good block. But yeah. Yeah, this fight is, fucking hard. You have to get really lucky and also be really good if you're doing it with all of these things on.
You have frame 1 activated on this file, right?
And this is all of them. This is tough bugs. Mm-hmm. I'm not winning this, but if I can take out the spider, I'll be satisfied. Actually, no, I don't think I literally can, because he's going to have to hit me with something. And I can't defend for all of that. Yep, no. Mm-hmm. So this is really hard on my... I made it past this fight on 1 Tough Bugs playthrough. And then I'm just gonna take that off out of spite. I did it on 1 Tough Bugs playthrough, but the thing is that I deleted that file because I didn't realize that I could do the menu codes on a fresh save file like Streambot. So I lost that progress because I was gonna initially use the save file that this is on. I was gonna use that as part to show off the menu codes when we finish the game. But didn't have to do that. So I thought that was the only thing I could test menu codes on because of the way that I was testing it. But I was mistaken. So I lost my progress for little reason. It's not like it was a ton of progress, it was just up through Chapter 2, and there's not tons of boss fights in Chapter 2. Or there's not tons of boss fights leading up to Chapter 2, because the only boss that you fight here is Spooter, and then you have to fight Arya, and I think I got past Arya, and I was going to fight Zasp and Mothiva, who I assure you will be utter hell if and when I get there. Because I want to be able to say that I beat this game with fucking Tough Bugs on, just because it's ridiculously difficult. Hey, no fair. You can't smoke bomb and then fucking try and attack. That's bullshit. Oh god, I'm used to keeping V in low health for Danger V, but she doesn't have last attack right now. One of the only reasons that I was able to beat this fight on that initial file was because the initial file that I got that I was doing Tough Bugs on was because I managed to find last attack or last stand or something. Bye, Leaf. Bye, Kabu.
In peace.
Well, I'm fucked. And that's the game.
And their tale was never finished. Well, stop tapping out, Venus.
The solution is to continue watching so that I don't have to suffer. But then that gives you no reason to actually watch, so then you tab out again, and then I start suffering again. Alright, so it is like...
back in.
So it's like it's 4:40. So this went on a bit longer than I intended. But I this was a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know when we're gonna get back to this just for the sake of the Stratos and Delilah fight, but I don't know. I could see doing that as an in-between if I feel like fucking death. But other than that, since I didn't realize how thoroughly I was able to explore the menu codes here, then I think that's really it. Because the biggest thing I wanted to show off was just the menu codes. Oh yeah, as long as I remember, let me tab out, switch to the other one. So you don't actually have to type in all of those menu codes when you do it.
Yeah, just tough bugs.
Yeah, so you don't even have to do it like that. You don't even have to, if you're doing just one of them, you don't even have to type the whole thing out. What you can do, once this finished loading up, I can show you. If you go over a new quest file and you push the button for spying or tattling or whatever, the minus button for the Switch version, I believe it's like, I think Y or something on the PC keyboard thing, because I've seen a lot of people play it with keyboard, and it's weird to me because the buttons for, there's like Z, X, and C are the buttons, the main three buttons, instead of A, B, and X. But if you push the minus button over new quest, it brings up this menu, and it will let you turn on or off any of the menu codes that you have or that you've typed in before. So I can easily just click Ruigi on, Mystery on, and turn on More Farm because it's completely negated by Ruigi. And then not turn on Hardest or Frame 1 because I'm not a fucking sadist.
But you still have to put in Push Rock manually.
Yes, because
So
Push Rock is a
super
secret
duper
one.
secret.
Mm-hmm.
Do.
And then after this, you can put in the random code, and because I don't really care about this, and I also don't feel like backing out.
Now do the Homestuck number.
42069 Lee, let's go, baby. Yeah, Venas, all my names for my files have been variations of Dupless. The file for the stream was Dupless. The first time that I replayed, or the other file that I was doing was I think when I initially showed off the file 3 on stream, the name of the file was Dupli, which is the Book of Mario version of Dupless. And then Plill's Help is the only one that hasn't been Dupless themed, I think. But yeah, so Mush, that is the Homestuck number, but there are a handful of them. It's weird. All right, but oh my god, I just saw that fridge. You're right. The Ant Kingdom Palace, which also I didn't really appreciate it when we initially saw it, but the Ant Kingdom Palace is literally just a giant anthill with like a tower on top, like not even the full tower, just kind of like the top, like the little thing on it. Secret, any file name with P in it is Dupless themed. Exactly. Oh man, but yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah, lowercase p specifically in the 4th letter slot. So, I think this will be it then.
End of an era?
Yeah, this is the end of an era. I love this game so much. I remember when we initially finished it, it was, I said that it was like in my top 3 games of all time, and I really do mean that because it's really so great. I loved playing it with you guys so much, and anytime that like I was kind of flubbing it because I was I had already played through it and all that, it was all of that is like genuine reactions like that I was essentially just kind of repeating because it's such a good game, and seeing your guys' first reaction to things was my favorite thing ever. It was incredible. I had such a great time with this, and I'm glad that other people seem to enjoy it too.
This was really fun.
Yeah.
When Bug Fables was first announced, I was kind of nervous about it. I wondered if it wouldn't have enough of its own identity, like it would take too much from Paper Mario to really stand on its own, because a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
had
like
the
spiritual
exact same
successors to
concern.
games do that. Like Mighty Number 9, remember that train wreck?
Oh, big time, big time.
But Bug
paid-
Fables has
I
so
paid
much
for that
charm,
Kickstarter.
and it stands out so well, and honestly, I think I liked it a lot more than the original Paper Mario games.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
I'd have to
Yeah, sorry.
agree with that, honestly. Not.
Mush, what mighty number are you?
I do
Whichever
not
that
know
electric
off the top
bitch
of my
was,
head.
she was cool looking.
Mush
I
Dragoni,
do
do you
not
have
care
any?
to log back into my account to find out.
Mush Dragoni, do either of you have final thoughts like that? Cause we'll just kind of go down the row.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure how I would rate it compared to Thousand Year Door. It's been too long since I played that game, but definitely this is absolutely on the level of those games.
Dragoni?
I'm not sure how much this is a conflict between yours and my playstyle, how much is the game itself, but I just feel like this one kind of leans a little too much on the medals and builds for my personal tastes. Like, I'm
so
fair. Actually playing it, I don't think I'd have that much of a fun time. I definitely prefer more casual gaming, and this one tends to lean a bit more into like min-maxing for my taste. But,
It's
watching someone play and the story and the characters, it just hits a lot of things that I enjoy.
the story and the characters are easily the single greatest strength of this game. It has so much charm, and it doesn't like it doesn't kind of go like the halfway thing of like the halfway with the paper aesthetic. Like, it just kind of uses it as a visual style that makes it feel like just what Paper Mario 64 was originally going to be, which was just a 2D sprite-based game with essentially upscaled resolution. So it's just running like a bigger, like a fancier version of a 2D sprite-based game.
Yeah.
But in a 3D space. And I feel like this really takes that visual style and like fucking nails it. It's awesome. And I think just the dark outlines on everything, it makes it particularly stand out.
I'm really glad it didn't lean into the paper aesthetic, because that's kind of Paper Mario's thing. And I feel like that would make it lose a bit of its own like identity.
Yeah. I've seen a handful of other games that have kind of had the same idea as this, of like trying to have a battle system like Paper Mario, with like badges or medals or flower points or teamwork points or whatever the fuck you want to call them. And a lot of them seem to also to use that 2D style that the original Paper Mario does, or just straight up try and do a paper themed world like Origami King.
Scrapbook game.
Scrap Story. Yeah. Scrap Story is one, and it looks pretty good. They put out a demo on Halloween that was all autumn themed, and I've heard some pretty good things about it.
Oh, that's
but
good. I was a little anxious about that one.
Yeah, but the downside is that development on that is particularly slow. So slow to the degree that the developer, when he tried to make an announcement on the Twitter for the page, that there was going to be that free demo out, Twitter thought that he was a bot that had somehow gotten access to this account that he wasn't supposed to. So it fucking locked his account for 24 hours, so he had to wait a day. Before he posted it.
Wow.
I think it ended up going like a day or so before Halloween as opposed to like 3 days before, or something like that. I don't know, because he didn't want to like have it just be up without like a big like a drop kind of thing. But he was really frustrated with it because, again, it is a much slower development process.
They don't have nearly as big of a development team as this one did, I'm assuming.
This one only had like 6 or 7 developers to it.
Really?
like in terms of core development team, like yeah, lots of people helped out on things here and there, but like overall the team is very small for this particular game. Like Gino and Mar did a lot of at least this is as much as I can remember. I might be mistaken, so don't take this as gospel, but I know Gino and Mar were like the biggest things on it. And oh man, this just reminded me. So so Gino and Mar were obviously the two primary developers because they were the ones that made Moonsprout Entertainment, or Moonsprout Games rather. And when they started, they said when they started the developing, they were like, we knew like from the start we wanted to make an RPG. We just didn't know that it would be this specifically, trying to be a they had the idea for these characters these characters in this world before they knew that it was going to be a Paper Mario like game, but they just knew it would be an RPG, so that there would be enough time for everyone to explore and see everything that they wanted to, and see all the work that they put into this world that really is one of the most interconnected things that I've ever seen. It's so well done. It's easily my favorite part of this game, and that's one of the reasons I can recommend it super highly to people. And but I also mention, because the reason I learned about that was I was looking up interviews for this game when I was studying for a project that I was doing, because for my film score class, we were allowed to pick something we had to do a presentation on a particular scene or song from the game, or from a game or movie or TV show, and I picked doing a presentation on the final boss theme, transcending, overwhelming, transcending, everlasting, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. But I basically spent the presentation, I had to preface it with like explaining how the game came to be and who made it, and then spent the presentation basically introducing themes like this one, which is called the Everlasting Sapling, because it's playing during the introduction of the Everlasting Sapling, and then I go on to explain how this theme gets used as like staying at the inn. It's also the Ant Palace, the Ant Palace's theme, which doubles as a Lysant's theme, which reflects the fact that she wants the sapling for the sake of her mother, and the sapling is intrinsically tied to the kingdom of the Ant Kingdom itself, because they wouldn't have established it if they weren't looking for this sapling, and then they wouldn't still be looking for it if it wasn't for Lysant the First. And then I go on to explain how the Wasp King's leitmotif, or the Wasp King's theme, is brought in, and how his theme that plays when you first meet him after Chapter 4, that gets used for Ultimax's theme, because Ultimax isn't really fighting you of his own free will, he's just the Wasp King's puppet. And then I go on to say the Everlasting Sapling's theme is also used in the fight with the Wasp King's regular form, and then it's quoted again in the Everlasting King fight, because the Everlasting King is the culmination of the team's single greatest obstacle and their single greatest goal for their mission, and the thing that brought them all together. And then I closed it out by playing that one song that Tristan played on guitar or lute or whatever, that was like really shitty sounding. Like,
Beautiful.
yeah, but so I've put a lot of thought into this game and the way that it does everything, and I love this game so damn much, and you guys made it such a great time. I love playing this game with you guys.
Okay, I know we have like one more stream after this just to see if we can finally beat Stratos and Delilah, but like
That's a way in the future,
for
yeah.
all intents and purposes, we are done with Bug Fables. So like, do we
Yeah.
have anything else planned? Are we gonna say that, or like, is that down low stuff?
The only thing that is set in stone right now is that I need to get back to Underhero. The Mush was thinking about doing Resident Evil 7 and doing the DLC for that.
Not sure about
I
that
don't-
now that Saps also is doing it. But
Well,
Okay.
I'll do
you
the
played it
DLC
first.
for him. Beat him to the punch.
Yeah,
Is
you
he
gotta
part
beat
of
him.
the
Yeah.
DLC?
Did he mention that he wanted to do it?
I don't know.
Well, what you could do is you could play it, and then you could give him hints on it, and you could be the one sitting in the chat making the 3 faces at his suffering instead of the other way around. Excuse me. But other than that, which again, Resident Evil is still kind of up in the air. Underhero is my first priority for any other streams that we do. Mush and me had a co-op series planned that is related to a game that we've played previously, and that's the most hint that we'll get that we'll give out. But this is so I don't know what else Mush would plan other than Resident Evil, but
I'm definitely down for more
Yeah.
zombies.
yeah. I've also not seen the Resident Evil 7 DLC, so
It'll be exciting for all of us.
yeah, because I knew the general structure of the original when I was watching Mush play it, and I'm still upset that I missed fucking Lucas's birthday party. Oh boy.
I wonder how
But
many
man.
tries Saps is gonna need to get through that.
Oh boy, I got to watch for that at the very least. I thought he was already through it, from the way
No,
that you were
I've-
saying it. Yeah.
Hasn't gotten quite close to it yet.
Okay. Oh man, but yeah, so Underhero for me, and we've also thought about doing Pokemon, but honestly, it's better that we wait a little bit before we do another RPG, just because of the length of it. Because Underhero is sort of RPG-like. It is much more of an RPG-light than this game is, which is much closer to the RPG end of the spectrum than like Super Paper Mario, which Underhero takes a lot of inspiration from. No, don't go dark. And so that's the game's way of telling me that I need to wrap it up, which I do, unfortunately. But so Underhero is probably not going to take nearly as long as this game, but like another game, like a Pokemon game, if we're going to be doing any other RPGs, or like Chrono Trigger, we suggested that at one point. And I also want to do
Which I am very much gunning for.
yeah, I also want to do Super Mario RPG because I love the Paper Mario games. I love Mario and Luigi, even though I've mostly only seen it played, but I love the charm it has and all that. And I know that Super Mario RPG is much more of a straightforward RPG than those games, but it is also one that has been a blind spot for me for a long time. So I would
Yeah,
beating
Much
Sorry,
is
I
called
really
for
do
dinner,
have to get
so I
going
think we
now.
should wrap it up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're done.
I've
We're
been
done.
Waiting, I've been waiting
Bye.
for
Thanks
time,
for
good time to
tuning
duck out, but
in.
yeah, I gotta get
Yeah,
going.
no, sorry.
See ya.
Yeah, this epilogue little thing went on way longer than I meant to, but I'm glad that we all had this. This is a great time. But
Bug game good.
bug game very good. But like the sapling, all good things must come to an end. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.